What up, everyone? Gord Fortin here, and I feel I have to address some of the current happenings that's going on in this province. So let's just dive right in. Don't you love it when people take the bait you set out for them? What am I talking about? We have yet another one of those celebrity experts, celebrity non-scientists that have come to this province that feel they know more than us about our own industries and about how we treat the environment, blah blah blah. Cue outrage, Facebook posts, Facebook feeds full of people condemning this person for not knowing facts or being hypocritical, blah 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 blah. If you live in Alberta, you already know who I'm talking about this time. And quite frankly, that person is irrelevant to this discussion. What I'm going to be talking about is this publicity stunt, or whatever you want to call it. All it was is a trap. And a lot of people didn't have the foresight and they just walked right into it and sprung it. All this was an attempt by the extreme environmental aspect of the climate change debate to trick their opponents on the opposite side to go into a fit. To go into a fit of rage, fit of tantrums, Twitter tirades, Facebook tirades. This is all this is. There is no substance here to bring change, to bring meaningful change to the environment, to bring meaningful change to regulations in industry, to bring meaningful change in employment, in the economy, in whatever. All this is a publicity stunt to get attention. And everybody who is getting offended that are tripping practically over each other to try to condemn this person, the latest celebrity non-scientist to try to lecture everybody else on how to live their life, are falling for this ridiculous trap. They're falling for this ruse. They're springing the trap. And politicians, again, this is yet another example of they're tripping over each other to try to condemn this. How many politicians have you seen that they don't even wait until a reporter asks them, well, what do you think of this? I don't understand how people can have such a lack of foresight into what's going on. The best response I honestly have to give is to Rachel Notley, the NDP Premier. With how unpopular she is, I'm sure there are a lot of people that will be shocked to hear that. I'm one of the people that defended her early on. However, the more it went on, I have to say she is really letting people down. However, on this issue, she had the right response. Effectively, if you're going to go to Fort McMurray, especially after that fire, to try to lecture people on how to essentially lecture them on their way of life and how they should live it and what they should do for work and blah blah blah, all these things, if you're going to try to lecture them, that's very crass. I have to question your morals on that point, especially after the wildfire that did a lot of damage to that city last summer. It's in severe bad taste, and that's putting it mildly. That's, in a lot of ways, that is even being politically correct. Another political leader, Brian Jean of the Wild Rose Party, I think had a decent reaction. He himself is from Fort McMurray. That is his riding, and that's where he lives. So I can understand why somebody coming in who is spreading this misinformation about Alberta crude oil and all this, I can understand why he would be angry. I can understand why his response was, you could tell there was a lot of anger in there. However, he fell for the trap. I think he would have been a lot better served if his post could have been a lot calmer and less when I read it, I could tell he was saying, fuck you, get the fuck out of my province. That's what I could tell. That's what I took from it. Then there's the worst response I have personally seen is from the PC leadership hopeful Jason Kenney. Now, I'm not a fan of his. I personally think the way he's ran his leadership campaign is ridiculous. I can't understand why anybody would vote for him after what he's pulled. Make it very clear he's touring Alberta in his pickup truck. Ooh, look at me, I'm just like you. I'm not like that Jason Kenney that ran in Ottawa. Not ran in Ottawa. I'm not that Jason Kenney that served in Ottawa as your MP. I don't have a stench of Ottawa all over me. I'm one of you. Why not show up dressed like a cowboy playing country music in that pickup truck? Can you be any more freaking patronizing? He had that typical politician response of, well, if you're going to come to Alberta, first let me say, welcome, I hope you enjoy it. Then blah, 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 here's why your facts are wrong. That's milquetoast. I'm sorry, you bring nothing to the table. Not only did you spring the trap, you showed you are completely ineffective. So, again, all this is a publicity stunt to get you and the people with your beliefs riled up. If you would have just sat back and essentially said, who's coming? Okay. Rogue One's playing this week. I'd rather go there. Nobody would have cared. Nobody would have cared. This would have been swept right under the rug. And to be quite honest, wouldn't you have found it hilarious if nobody had showed up to these protests, these rallies, or whatever the hell is going on up there? And the media had to cover? Apparently nobody cares what this woman has to say. So, bottom line, when it's a trap, don't spring the trap. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.